And we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions on the latest games releasing. And today we're talking about Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. Now, this serves as a remake, a rebuild, a repackaging of the classic Crash Bandicoot kart racer. Some perspective for you guys, because you might be in the same boat. I was the perfect young age during the early PS1 Crash Bandicoot years. My friends had Nintendo 64, and Mario Kart was great and all, but when Crash Team Racing was released, it was my game, man. So I was really looking forward to returning to the same old tracks and stuff with a new coat of paint. The game absolutely satisfies in that regard here in 2019, and I think it brings with it a bunch more content than I was actually expecting. Now, see, I'm gonna be honest here. I totally forgot they went on and made two more Crash Team Racing games. Crash Nitro Kart in 2003 and Crash Tag Team in 2005. But by then, for me, Crash Bandicoot had been sold off, felt different, and I don't know, I guess I just aged out of Crash games. So I had no idea there was more to these kart racers in terms of more maps, more characters, a little bit more mechanics, and we get that here. Nitro-Fueled here takes all of the best elements from all of the games and makes it feel like a more worthy, more complete package, you know? Now, Crash's kart racing is absolutely solid, and everything about the gameplay that has held over from the old game is exactly the reason why I still love it today. This kart racer is extremely skill-based. The map design can be pretty damn harsh still, with little room for screw-ups, so you really need to learn the ins and outs of each one and predict corners and turns. Now, this is all huge because power sliding and boosting is absolutely key to winning in this game. It's not as quick and easy as it is in other kart racers. Here, power sliding is aggressive and nasty. You can totally screw yourself over or overshoot it if you're not paying attention. Now, paying attention to the visual cues like black smoke coming from your kart or your wheels glowing, and just watching your boost bar on the bottom right, and you can, if timed properly, hit the opposite trigger button to get a boost. Now, keep sliding and you can time and get bigger boosts for up to 3 times. You can repeat that in one slide. So, essentially, if you get good, you can really blast around corners. And if you get really good, you can power slide and make boosts out of areas that barely even have a curve in the track to begin with. Now, what's great about this mechanic is that it's truly skill-based and takes real, genuine practice. It gives the racing a little bit more depth. On surface level, you know, the game might seem like another boring kart racer with generic characters that isn't Mario Kart, but this thing has the mechanical chops to keep up with the competition. That's why I loved it, and that's why I'm still loving it now in 2019. Now, there are plenty of characters to choose from, and they all fall into 3 different categories of style. There's good at turns, smaller, then there's the balanced guys, or the higher speed but less accurate turning, and they're usually bigger characters. You know, simple kart racer stuff, but the speed advantage on the high speed guys is really noticeable. Not unbalanced, but maybe almost I don't know. I definitely recommend though trying them out if you're hitting a brick wall, because goddamn, holy shit, this game can actually be pretty challenging. I was surprised. On the medium difficulty, I was shocked that even as someone like me who still remembered a lot of the old maps inside and out, I really had to focus and give it my all to win. It's not a cakewalk, and the AI is insanely good at times. Then it also does like the regular kart racer stuff. It falls into the typical trappings of almost all of them, where you occasionally have that one round where you just feel like everyone is ganging up on you and you're just getting hit by their weapons back to back to back. Stuff like that's gonna happen. It's gonna frustrate you, but you know, it's one and done. It's not a big deal. The game is still very fun. The characters themselves are cool if you like Crash games. What you do get are the characters from all 3 original Crash Team Racing games, so there's a nice mix of new and old faces, even a couple of them from the later era that I don't really care about. There's like a shark guy, I don't know. Still though, I mean, having all that extra stuff helps, because that also comes in the flavor of more maps and more modes, like a battle mode as well. There's just a lot. Like, if you're playing by yourself, adventure mode is really going to be the thing though. That will keep you most busy. Now, you're driving around a hub world and you compete in races to earn medals to keep opening new races, and occasionally fight a boss with their own little unique spin. You beat them, then you unlock them as a racer. If you're playing the regular arcade mode, you can also swap out your characters and change out what their kart looks like with different bodies, different wheels, paint color, and stickers. These are all things you can unlock, as well as a pretty generous amount of skins for each racer. There are some pretty cool, not half-assed color variations that are actually pretty interesting, as well as just just, like straight up totally different skins. My favorite is Retro Crash for Crash Bandicoot, as well as Crash with the scuba gear from Warped. I just appreciate little things like that. I don't know. But you also earn coins for every race, even if you lose, which you will do occasionally. There's a daily updated store where you can spend those coins on rotating new stuff that seems pretty interesting. There's some good stuff in there. It does reek of microtransactions, though, and spending real-world money, but so far, I haven't actually found any implementation of that. For now, it's fine, and it's actually kind of fulfilling the way it is with the in-game coins. It also looks and sounds really, really damn good. The classic Crash vibe with the music is still there, and even though some of it does get repetitive, it'll be stuck in your head just because there's some catchy, goofy jams. Characters are brimming with life, similar to the Crash Insane trilogy. Like, they all look crisp, highly detailed with hair and skin, and really cool, hilarious animations that are just fun to look at. They even make faces at the camera when you switch perspective to look behind you while you're racing. I love that. Everything is bright, and levels have a lot of detail. Like I said, there's a lot to look at, and if you play with kids, they'll probably love it. Even if I think the game on standard difficulty is crushingly hard for a little kid, but hey, whatever, get good. I don't know. There is traditional local couch co-op split screen, which makes me happy. You can do arcade races, battle mode, do a few course cups, or, of course, engage in online multiplayer matchmaking, if that's your thing. It's not really for me for a game like this, but I checked out a few races and they did work, even if the matchmaking was a little slow. This was on the PS4 Pro version. You can do private match or search for one, and the options are really, really simple. It's pretty limited, but it's fun because it's more racing, I guess, at least. I just hope if it does take off, it's fleshed out a little bit more in the future in terms of options. The other thing that does need some fleshing out, definitely, are the load times. They're really, really long on the PS4 Pro version I played, and I've heard similar complaints from other people too. The load times are frustrating when you lose a race and restart or back out to the main menu from adventure mode. It's really slow, almost like something went wrong slow. But I can't knock it too much because it can and likely will be improved in a patch. It was the case with the Insane trilogy and will probably be the same here. The mileage you get out of it really depends on if you enjoy playing with others. I bring this up a lot with games like this, Mario Kart and others, because it's important to bring up. The $40 price point is harder to justify if you're totally alone and you cruise through the adventure mode and that's it. You gotta really, really like kart racers. You'll get way more mileage if you're into online racing or playing with friends all the time. It supports up to 4 players simultaneously, so that's great, and I think it's way more worth your time if you're gonna at least occasionally play socially. I always think about that with games like this before I buy them, just because I play mostly alone. So while I do enjoy the offerings, I know I would enjoy them even more if I played more with friends. I just bring that up, like, these videos serve as simple buying advice. So I just want to throw that advice in like I always do for games like this. Are you going to play alone or are you going to play socially? That mileage is going to vary, so be mindful of that. Hey, regardless, this is a good kart racing game. Probably up there as one of the better ones, by far. Absolutely better than the new Sonic Racing. It definitely kicks Garfield Kart in the pants, but can it stand up to Mario Kart? That's up to you to decide, really. This game is fast, intense, actually requires a little bit of practice and skill, and it looks great. It's not full price, it's got a bit more content than you'd expect if you're an old-timer vet like me, and I think it's just worth your time if you're into this sort of thing. If you're not, that's fine, but if you do like kart racers, I'm just happy to report that Crash Team Racing is still a worthy one. When I was a kid and I was addicted to this game, I loved how challenging and how skill-based the drifting was, and I'm just happy that that all makes a return here. That, to me, really sells the game, and I think that's what makes it worth experiencing. But of course, that's just me, man. This is a before you buy. You know how this goes by now. I'll give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion thrown in, but now I definitely want to hear yours down in the comments. Have you played any Crash Team Racing games before? Sorry I'm dunking on the later Activision Crash Bandicoot games and the later Kart Racer games, but I'd love to know your perspective on those because they did add stuff. Let me know what your favorite Crash Bandicoot character is to race as. Mine is Ripperoo, Dingodile, and of course, Crash himself. Let's talk about anything Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, Nitro-Fueled down in the comments, guys. But if you enjoyed this video or maybe you learned something, clicking the like button is the best way you can help us out. We would really appreciate that. But if you're new, it's worth considering subscribing as well because we put out videos like this every single day. But hey, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
talking about?